IGP put out some strong words, basically telling her to mind her own business, referencing the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations and all those kinds of things. And there has been lots of reaction in the media space ever since then. Some condemning or wondering why the IGP will go to that length. The National Democratic Congress, for instance, issued a statement on Tuesday calling on the Foreign Ministry or Foreign Affairs Ministry to offer diplomatic guidance to the IGP and also take concrete steps to ease the tension. But an international relations expert, Dr. Vladimir, Danso, who is also the Dean of Academic Affairs at the Ghana Armed Forces Command and Staff College, says there's nothing wrong with the response of the IGP. He spoke to Assassin News, so let's listen to what he had to say in that particular interview.
It's a normal response to something that constitutes an interference in his work. A little anger, a little bullying, and I believe that he has done justice to his job. He shows his caliber. He knows international law, he knows his job, and he doesn't want anybody to interfere in our domestic politics that might give rise to instability. So the tweet was a little trying to incense people also, as if there is something untoward towards a certain specific person, some human rights abuse or that sort of thing. But as the IGP's letter notes, there's nothing untoward here. I said that the best way forward will be the Ministry of Foreign Affairs taking it up from here. George with the High Commissioner, where we are not happy, the Minister for Foreign Affairs will tell her.
So that was Dr. Vladimir Danso with his thoughts. And Eric, like I said, I'll start with you on this particular issue. I believe you saw the response or read the letter of the IGP. It was a strong-worded letter. We'll try to pull it up. Our producers will try to pull it up so that we can make reference to that as we go along. Eric, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Yes, what do you make of the whole banter, the back and forth? I wouldn't say back and forth. There was a tweet by the High Commissioner, and then there was a lengthy response by the IGP. Should the High Commissioner be minding her own business, or did the IGP go overboard with his reaction?
Thank you very much. I think that, the fallout of this, I'm sure it was on Wednesday that I actually made an initial comment of this on one of the platforms. And I would start with the fact that I was really scandalized by almost a certain lack of nationalism. And I was very disappointed in the NDC to start with, where, just because of parochial political interest and expediency, we basically chew nationalism to the dogs. And I honestly don't see anything wrong with what the IGP wrote in response to what he felt was a certain interference in his job. And first of all, the IGP is meant to be committed to providing security for the sovereign state called Ghana. And that is his should be his overall commitment. To nobody else apart from Ghana. And if he feels that there's a certain interference, and the emphasis is feels, or a certain inclination, he has every right to respond. And I was happy that even in the response, the High Commissioner herself came out to try and clarify what she meant by that. Because when it comes to issues to do with security, it's proactiveness that counts. And the IGP felt that if a strong response doesn't come to this particular issue, it might either stimulate or activate a certain group of people to either feel that the police service were unduly targeting a certain individual. And I don't want to go into the merits of what had happened, but it seemed that there was a traffic offense. And for anybody that has actually had experience with living in the UK, for example, would know that you're very tough when it comes to traffic offenses, and nobody gets involved. And so I was very happy that the IGP was very strong and showed that kind of conviction to provide that kind of response. And I mean, for my orientation, I was also happy that the High Commissioner sought to clarify what she meant by that. And as far as I'm concerned, this is not a huge diplomatic impasse that anybody should really waste too much time on trying to discuss, especially making it look like there's a major diplomatic challenge between the Ghanaian government or the Ghana authorities and the UK authorities. It was communication that was put out. The IGP felt that she was out of place to have done that. She came to clarify that it wasn't an attempt to interfere with the processes in a sovereign state. And as far as I'm concerned, that's what it is. But then what it does is that it just proved to, or it's proven to everybody, that our friends in the NDC are always quick to jump onto a certain sensational bandwagon to create a certain. I didn't even know where they were coming from. I read statements from Sammy, Gyamfi, and some commentary from Okudzato, Ablakwa, and co, trying to suggest that the IGP needed some lessons when it comes to diplomacy and all that, and that a response rather should have come from the Minister of Foreign Affairs. I didn't really understand, you know, and I feel that apart from everything else, we need to be committed, you know, and hold allegiance to our country, regardless of the fact that we might have differences when it comes to our various political parties or views on national issues and all that, right? Ghana as a country should reign supreme all the time. And I was happy. I'm very confident that the IGP knew exactly what he was doing. And I mean, kudos to him.
So you don't think that the response, as some have put it, was a bit petty?
No, not at all. And I'm saying that, even if it was based on a certain inclination or a certain reading or understanding of what had been put out. And his sole responsibility or mandate is to ensure that there's security in this country, which means that it needs or requires proactiveness. You understand what I'm saying? So that is the point. And so you can measure this response based on what his core mandate is. And his core mandate is to ensure that the people of this country are safe.
All right. Let me. So you clearly believe that it wasn't petty, and that even if it was to put
right?
a point
That's all I.
All right.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. We can hear you.
Yeah. So I was making the point that, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, he did nothing wrong, and even the response from the British High Commissioner suggested that she was happy to provide some kind of clarity to what the tweet was meant to do in the first place, right? And so why is it that all those people complaining are actually crying more than the bereaved?